Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great. Welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to talk about key signatures. So I'm going to show you various layouts for different major and minor keys and show you how to recognize which sharp or flat notes to play in each one of them. Today's lesson is part 1, so we are going to talk about key signatures with 0 up to 3 flats and sharps, and I'm going to show you the layout for each one of them on the piano so you can just memorize and recognize them easily. And next week we are going to talk about more complex key signatures between 4 to 7 flats and sharps in each one of them. Before we get started though, can I please remind you not to confuse major and minor terms with flats and sharps. They are not the same. Major and minor terms relate to the way music sounds, so happy or sad, and flat and sharp notes are just the notes that you need to press within those keys in order for them to sound happy or sad. So they are not really the same thing, and please do not mix them up. And now we can finally begin, so let's get started. Firstly, let's begin with two keys that have no flats and no sharps. And they are C major and A minor. They are what we call relative keys. And that just simply means that we will always have two keys, one major, one minor, with the same distance between them that will have the same number of flats and sharps, or in this case, 0 flats and 0 sharps. They are always spaced 3 semitones apart. So if we go from C, 3 semitones down, 1, 2, 3, we'll end up on A, and therefore we know that A minor will have exactly the same whatever C major has as a structure. Let me remind you that a major key is just simply a key or a structure that sounds happy, and minor is music or structure that sounds sad. And C major just simply means that C is the central note. So just to show you the layout on the piano, if you had a piece written in C major or A minor, it will have nothing at the front, no sharps, no flats, just as in this example as you're seeing right now. And let's just go through all the notes of the C major key. So very easy, you're just going all the way up and you have nothing, so only white keys. Can you also note that as we played all the notes up and down between C and C, the music indeed sound major. Now let's try exactly the same from A, and you will see that it will sound rather sad as it is a minor key. So A minor also has no sharps, no flats. Next, we'll break into two different sections. One will be for key signatures with sharps, and the second one will be for the key signatures with flats. And let's maybe begin with the one that has sharps. One sharp note is in G major key, and let's find its relative minor. So now you know that you have to go 3 semitones down. 1, 2, 3. We landed on E. So G major and E minor are relative keys, and they both have one sharp note. That sharp note is F sharp. So when you see the music example like you're seeing right now with one sharp at the front, firstly, there's no other option but that sharp note is always going to be F, so you just need to memorize it. Anytime you see one sharp, it is always F sharp. And the second thing that you will immediately notice is that it can either be G major or E minor, because those are the only two keys in which that F sharp appears. So let's try and see if the music will indeed sound major if we play from G to G, including that F sharp note. And then F sharp. exactly the same from E, and again using F sharp to create the perfect minor tune. Next is the group with 2 sharp notes. So 2 sharp notes will be in D major and its relative minor, which we are going to find out now by going 3 semitones down. 1, 2, 3, and it is a B minor. So which 2 sharp notes do they have? You already know that anytime you see the first sharp, it is always F sharp. And now you will learn that the second sharp note, it is always C. So what will happen is that we'll just keep adding those sharp notes. They never change the order. So the first sharp is always F sharp. The second sharp as part of the key signature is always C sharp. So we said D major will have those 2 sharps. So let's check what the sound will be like if we did include those 2 sharp notes. F sharp and then C sharp and back. And let's try and play the same from B using the same 2 sharp notes F and C. C sharp is actually coming first this time, and then F sharp. So if you have a piece of music which has 2 sharps at the front, you will have to remember to include F sharp notes and C sharp notes, no matter where they appear, whichever hand, whichever octave, is just something that will apply to all of those notes. Basically, it just tells you that normal F and C notes do not exist there. So you will have to remember, if you see your finger going on to C, to then play C sharp in both hands. And the last set for sharps for today, I remember this is just part 1. So we are going up to 3 flats and sharps. It is 2 keys with 3 sharps. And 3 sharp notes appear in A major and its relative minor, which is 1, 2, 3, F sharp minor. You already know the first 2 sharp notes, they are F and C, and the third one is G. So like I said, we have an add-on system. 1 sharp is always F, 2 sharps is F and C, 3 sharps is F, C, G. So let's try and play A major scale or tune. And now exactly the same from the F sharp note to create a minor tune. And now let's move on to the group with flat notes in them. The first one is F major. So F tune that sounds happy, where F is the central note. We still apply the same method to find its relative minor. 1, 2, 3. It's a D minor. So both F major and D minor have 1 flat note in them. And that flat note is a B flat note. Again, this will never change. Anytime you see a piece of music with 1 flat at the front, it is always B flat, whichever octave, whichever hand it appears in. So let's try and play this tune. F to begin with, and then with the B flat. And the same from D to create a minor tune. Still using B flats. The next group with 2 flat notes is B flat major, and yes, you're right, the first and the starting note will be already a black key or a flat note, B flat. Let's count 3 semitones down to find its relative minor. 1, 2, 3, and that is a G minor. So the first flat note, you remember, you already know it's B flat. The second flat note is always E flat. Please try and memorize that. What we're essentially doing is we're just recreating exactly the same major tune or minor tune from different notes. But because we're doing it from different notes, we need to remember those different flats and sharps that we need to include in order for that tune to sound exactly the same. So it will sound exactly identical major tune, but we now need 2 flat notes for it to sound right. So B flat and E flat, and this is B flat major. And now playing the same from G to create a G minor. And the last group with 3 flats is E flat major. It begins on the E flat note. You already know the first 2 black keys or flat notes is B flat is the first one, E flat is the second, the third one is A flat. And now let's play this major tune, E flat major. E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, and E flat, and then back. And now let's see what the relative minor key will be for E flat major by counting 3 semitones down. So from E flat, 1, 2, 3, and we land on C, C minor. Do you see how far the 2 keys C major and C minor are from each other? In C major we had nothing. But in order to play a minor or a sad tune from C, we will need 3 flats, and they are B flat, E flat, and A flat.